When I hired in, I was 25, just got out of the service 3 years prior, working factory jobs, kept getting laid off. Finally, I went to the VA rep and I was like, what can, you guys help with employment wise? He's like, the state's always hiring for the prison, why don't you try that? So I was like, okay, So I applied and here we are, it's been a steady paycheck, ever since. My family's wanted for nothing the whole time, so it's been great.
I wish I had, 1,000 Officer Junes, but there's only one of them. He has the things that you can't teach and they are hard to describe, but the way he speaks to individuals and the way he communicates with individuals and the way he presents himself speaks large on his volume. And he just has the it factor about him.
He's one that's always taken new staff under his wing and helped them and showed them, how to do things the right way. And whenever you need anything, he's always willing to help and be there for everybody.
I've never known a time that I've worked with him over the last 19 years that he hasn't been that consistent, just steady person that you can always rely on, And I think he's one of those people that if a co-worker is going through hard times, he'll be there for him. He'll take straight off his back and give it to you if he needs to. He's just one of those guys that has that true character about himself.
It's funny because we have a joke. I said, I've never seen you upset. And he always says, well, I can get upset, but I've never seen him. Like, he's always calm. He always deals with people politely. He goes out his way to try to give a guy a break if he can.
I have never heard a complaint from any other inmates about him. I mean, that's a very big thing here in prison. Not so often do you hear inmates praising an officer in this place.
It's just, just how I am. You just try to make everybody's day a little bit better and make sure your day's good, Through the years, like I started, and it was, you go through the progressions of job assignments. So like, you start with the yard, you're always got 2 to 3 partners everywhere. From there I went to control center, learned the count aspect of the job, the electronic monitoring room. I was there for probably about 5 years until finally trained enough people to get let go from there. And from there, went to level 4 housing. And that was about 2009, 2010. And I stayed out there for quite a while, till just recently. Level 4 is, RTP is, you never know what to expect every day. Every day is something different. It could be the best day ever. It could be the worst day ever,
So he actually was one of my trainers when I started about 10.5 years ago. So I came in as on-the-job training, and I was assigned out into level 4 units that we have that are RTP, like I mentioned. And just watching him work and learning from him, observing how a lot of those guys did their job out there. I mean, he stood out. He was one of our, pretty sure he was one of our bid cops out there. If not, he was one of the regulars that we learned from. And then over the years, I became sergeant and then lieutenant, and he's always been a guy I know I can call for whatever when it comes through the whole institution. So that's always been a positive on him, is he's the one you can call. And like I said, I wish there was thousands of them, but there's only one of them. And then maintaining that level-headedness, he knows when, hey, I'm gonna work and I can help out a lot, but he also knows, hey, I need my downtime too, and that's a good reflection on his mental health and his physical health and him being a great officer, the separation. So
3 months ago, I think it was, me and my wife, so on a cruise. But, with the Navy, when I was in there, I traveled the world a bit, and I just rather be here where it's safer. So.
He likes to have fun. He jokes around here and there a little bit, but it's always in good taste and never inappropriate. But he's just that guy that everyone feels relaxed around him. They're comfortable with him, and they feel like they can talk to him and rely on him, and he'll be there. I think he's even more recently applied to be a peer support person for our wellness program. So that's really nice to see that, because I think he embodies that, what the wellness team needs, and some support with people, because he can connect with people on that level.
He always greets everybody. How you doing today? If it's the morning, good morning. I'll leave and come back, and he always says, welcome back. So it's always like a joy. Like, it's kind of hard to use that word in prison, but it's refreshing because he just goes out his way to make sure that everybody is they enjoy their experience in the 300 building. So, you know, he's always upbeat.
All right. So my day-to-day is running into locked doors. Day-to-day is running through, you know, just checking people in and out of on their call-outs, making sure everybody's on time, where they need to be, from optical to culinary arts to GED classes.
So I started working in a school building about 4 or 5 years ago. And every day, every morning, I go through the same station and say hello to Mr. June. I see him interacting with people the same exact way every day. I mean, I say for me, that's a very difficult thing to do. I mean, sometimes people go through stuff and, you know, they bring their personal issues to the workplace. I mean, I have done that, but I'm also a prisoner, so it's a little bit different. But just generally speaking, I mean, a person is able to just be consistent every day with his character and his, you know, you can't pretend these things. If people, you know, a lot of times here, prisoners, everybody's wearing a mask. And Officer June is the person. He's, you know, the mask is who he is. It's not there's another person behind it.
So these are GED classrooms. We got, this one's 82. We got 46 of the GED classroom winners. This is Russian's class. Riggs' GED class is over here. Day to day now is it's like a relaxing day. I, you know, mentor some, you know, my coworkers into just trying to be better people, and you know, I run the school with my partner Feltz. Feltz is the bid officer, so I'm actually the gym cop, and we just maintain order. You know, make sure everybody's showing up for their call outs, and day flies by, and here we go.
You're part of the gym here, right?
Yep, I'm the gym officer, so just one wrestling match in here when one guy cracked me in the head with a dumbbell. Right over here, yes.
Myself and him, we were asked to go out to Bellevue, Washington last year as part of the Corrections Peace Officer Foundation. He was nominated for recognition for, I believe it was, he was assaulted here, I believe it was earlier last year in the spring, and because he was an assault survivor, they wanted to, you know, recognize him. And it was like a nationwide recognition of him and some other people from around the country, just for having the perseverance to stay on the job and keep doing the job to the end.
Yep, so the day I got assaulted, we used to have the divider up across here, and then we had the MAP program on this side, and then the level 4 gym group on that side. Right, so then the guy hits me in the head. Well, he swung at my face, I dodged that, went to take him down, and then got to wrestling. I couldn't get to my radio, and the rec therapist I had with me is like, do you want me to hit my PPD? I'm like, no, not yet, let me try to get to my radio. Just I didn't want anybody running when the situation's almost under control. And finally I told her, just go hit your PPD, I can't get to my radio. And everybody ran to this side because we've been having issues with the MAP program. And then they all come strolling out like nothing's going on. And then one of the guys walking through is like, hey, June's in here wrestling. And then people came, and yeah, 2 days, I think 2 days, 1 day, you know, just headache, and just another day, just like, just relax a bit and then go back. Other than having a couple staples and, you know, my wife telling me, like, you need to go to the hospital.
You know, he's the same person every day. You know, like I said, he has that little bit of sense of humor with him, which is nice, you know, in this kind of environment. But yeah, he's just that nice, consistent person every day, and nothing really seems to faze him. Even when he was assaulted, you know, he came back and was like, all right, let's get back to work. You know, I was like, okay, you don't want to take some? No, I'm good. Let's keep it moving.
So who are you inviting to the banquet?
I'm gonna bring my wife and my 2 daughters.
Are they excited?
They are very excited. My kids were very happy they get to come.
You know, he's been a corrections officer his entire career, but even through all those changes throughout the career, he's always maintained that nice positive attitude and outlook on things. You know, he doesn't really let things bother him too much. You know, things that may change in the workplace, he's like, okay, what do you need? Let's get it done, kind of attitude. So that's nice.
So just try to keep a level head and a smile and get everybody through the day. It'll get better eventually. You know, it's not always going to be this down the dumps, Mandos, 16 hours every other day. It's not going to be like that forever. But, you know, if you get everybody negative about it, then more people quit, and it will be that. If you get everybody positive and try to make it through it, then we'll get through this, and hopefully there'll be greater days, you know.
The only thing I can say is he's a great guy, does his job well. I've been able to work with him for about 19 years now, so he's just always there for you, and he's the same person at work as he is outside of work, and willing to do whatever's needed for anyone else. So that's probably the best thing I can say about Chris.
Just Officer June is a very, decent person, and I just want to thank him for his professionalism, his kindness, and his consistency. He's a consistent individual that has always been the same person, and I hope he does well, and I wish him the best.
Congratulations on 2025 Officer of the Year, and well deserved.
Yeah, I'd like to say congratulations, June. Thank you for being a great partner for many, many years. You've made this job fun and enjoyable, and you brought a lot of light to sometimes a negative place. So thank you.
I guess the only thing that I would say is, I appreciate you as a person, how kind you are, and how much you go out your way to make sure everybody is kind of comfortable in his presence. But he's definitely a person that after prison I would never forget.